Howdy ho, people. Skip here, Skip-O-Matic's Model Mania. And here is an update on the parts box build off from the group build for Model Mine 72. So this is where I'm at so far. I've got a little bit of progress. The chassis frame is, for the most part, pretty much almost done. A few little odds and ends to do on it yet. But for the most part, the chassis is ready. And here I got it mocked up with the cab and the bed and the engine setting in it. Not sure what I'm doing on the front end part yet. I'm thinking I'm probably not going to do fenders at all on this. So I might just cut this up and just build like a grill shell. And I may have to narrow this grill and maybe even section it. So I'll have to see how that works out. That's still kind of up in the air exactly how that's going to happen, but this whole build has been that way. It's been, cut something up, try to make it look like something, glue it up, figure out what the next step is after you get that done. So it's one step at a time with no real plan whatsoever other than these are the parts I'm using. Radiator is probably going to be the same thing. I'm going to have to probably modify this radiator for what I'm doing. So we'll do that. I've got these hood scoops, which these will be in my, actually these will be in my next update video on the 63 Nova. I made these are resin copies of a hood scoop I had. But I wanted a pair of them. So I got kind of an idea for using these. These are kind of a 1960s rail dragster. You've seen these a lot on rail dragsters. And it's pretty small. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of got a neat profile to it. These are pretty cool hood scoops. So I'm going to see what I can do with those. A pair of them on this engine. So let's get to the chassis. There's the bed. I'll take that off. That's where it's going to sit. There's the cab. I've got it. I did some modifications to it. I had to cut the floor out because of the transmission, which I'll show you here on the frame here in a minute. I put a piece of quarter round in the back wall, back here in the window, just underneath the window, right along there. To be a stop for that, so this sits in there, so the interior tub sits in there nice and straight without, because before it wanted to go and kick up in and it was hard to keep it in place. So I made that so that sits in there nice and straight. I had to take the original cab mounts completely off and set it right on its floor. I put these two pieces of angle as like guides so it straddles the frame. And now all I got to do is now that I cut that out, now I just got to rebuild the floor in here with a tunnel because the transmission comes up inside here now. So I got that to do on that. The cab, I'm thinking about chopping this roof, so we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure if I'm just going to do a straight down or, well, I may just do straight down and then maybe angle the whole windshield back, angle the posts back. I don't know. I don't know yet. It's either that or I'll bring it down and have to section it a little bit to widen it up in here. So I'm not sure there yet. That's another thing that it's kind of it happens as I do it. So there we are, the cab. I had to build engine mount because this frame is now shorter. You see I've got it Z'd, so I dropped the cab down. All in total, the cab has been dropped 16 inches in scale inches. It's been dropped 16 inches, which is in 125 is 16 millimeters. So yeah, in real life that'd be about a 16-inch drop in bringing the cab down. The engine, I had to build engine mounts for it. The original engine mount, this kit is old. I've had this model. I originally had built this model back in probably like 1978, somewhere around there. 77, 78, maybe 76, 76, 77, 78, mid-late 70s. I've had this kit that long. It got broken apart. It never really got completely finished. It's old and it's brittle, like me, old and brittle. This mount just, it's so brittle, it just kept breaking. So, yeah. So, alright, so we throw that away. I built a new mount out of some 80 thousandths styrene sheet. So I just pretty much mimicked how it mounts to the engine. Did that hole, if you can see that hole there, right there, right there. And so I did that on this mount that I made. And put a whole new cross member in here. That's for the, I guess that's a coolant pipe, which I cut off the engine so I can put it back on later, because otherwise you got to feed that through and try and put it in there, and it was just a real hassle. But there's the, can we see that? There we go. Let's get in the camera. That hole right there is for the, if you can see that on that, you see there's a nub right on the front right there. That slides into that, and that's the engine mount for the front. And then I built a transmission mount, whole cross member, and the transmission. So now I can just put this in real easy. Easy peasy now. Taking it in and out. So when I'm ready to reassemble, I can paint these sub-assemblies and reassemble it without a whole bunch of hassle. So that's the transmission mount I built out of some 40 thousandths styrene, and one of the old cross members from the kit. I'll put that across the bottom for some side support, and this is all notched into the frame, and the transmission just sits down on that. And so that's the transmission mount, and there it is with the Z drop. And you see the engine just kind of drops right in. I guess you can see that. I get my big clumsy hands out of the way. There it is, just like that, and it's in. Voila. So there we go. So I think that's it. That's the chassis. Yeah, I have to put it up on there because the engine sits so low now, and it hits this and pops it back up out of there without the axles on it. And it's falling out of my chair. So that's where it's at for now. That's pretty much done. I got to do a little bit of work on the front right here. You know, again, some of the stuff is brittle. This cross member keeps wanting to crack. It's deforming the frame up front here. So I'm going to redo that, probably put support under it. Not sure how this is all going up front here yet, as far as, I think it's just going to be, like I said earlier, I think it's going to be a grill shell. I'm going to build kind of narrowed and maybe shortened, and probably get some big headlights or something to go up here. No fenders, front or rear. I've been debating on that, and I think I've decided no fenders. And that's where it's going to be. That's where it's at. Let's slide this back up in there. And let's see if I can set that back on there. It's kind of fidgety, but it all fits. And there it is again. So that's it for now. I'm going to go back and start mutilating some more parts, see where it goes next. That's where we're at. So thanks for stopping by, taking a peek. Again, everybody, thanks for your subscriptions. If you haven't already, you're new to the channel, please subscribe, come back, and follow some of the madness that goes on here. And till next time, we'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.